Hello friends, today we are going to see the type of gears. In that we'll cover the introduction to the gear cutting, second function of gear, classification of gear. So this is the spur gear, helical gear, bevel gear, herringbone gear, rack and pinion gear, and a worm gear. All these we'll see in more details. So introduction to the gear cutting. Gear is an important machine element which is used for transmission of power or a motion or both from one shaft to another shaft. So from this diagram, one is the driving shaft and other one is the driven shaft. So we can transmit the power from one shaft to another shaft. It is, if you see the shape of the gear in the, which is a cylindrical or a round blank is there, and over that periphery the number of teeth are there. We can transmit the power and motion positively. It means that without the slipping of the two gears, okay, we can transmit the power, and we are transmitting between the parallel shaft or intersecting of the shaft or non-intersecting and non-parallel. So I will show you in this diagram. This is where we are transmit the power between the two parallel shaft. Okay. Second, here I'm showing the intersecting axis. So we can transmit the power from 90 degree. So both the axes in this case are 90 degree to each other. And third one is the non-intersecting and non-parallel. So here this is the worm and worm wheel. The axis of the wheel and the axis of the shaft, they are non-parallel and non-intersecting with each other. So one more, we can see I have shown the rack and pinion mechanism. In this case, the rotatory motion is converted into the linear or vice versa. Function of the gear, transmit the mechanical power, means from, as we can use the number of gear and we can transmit the power from one shaft to another shaft by using the gear. To transmit the torque from the driving shaft to the driven shaft. So here driving shaft and other one is the driven shaft. Then third, to reduce the speed generated by prime mover, means through the motor. This is, I have shown the motor, and if you connect the gear mechanism here, so in that case the reduction will takes place by using the gear. Then to maintain the constant speed, so belt drive, right, or a chain drive, in that case there may be a fluctuation, okay, but here in the gear the power which you are transmitting or it will be at a constant speed. Then to change the direction of rotation through the idler. So here I have shown that there are driver and driven. At the middle I shown the idler gear through which we can change the rotation or the direction of the gear. So you can see this is the anti-clockwise, clockwise, again the anti-clockwise. So like that we can change the direction of rotation through the idler. Then classification of gear. So according to the position of axis of shaft, means there is a parallel shaft, means axis is parallel. Here the axes are intersecting. And third one is the non-intersecting and non-parallel. So axis parallel means in that case we can see the spur gear, helical gear, herringbone gear, rack and pinion gear. Then axis, shaft axis intersecting, that there is a straight bevel gear, spiral gear. Then non-intersecting and non-parallel, that is a hypoid gear, worm gear, and the screw gear. The second, according to the peripheral velocity of the gear, that is a low, medium, and a high velocity gear. Then according to the type of gears, it may be an external gearing, internal gearing, and rack and pinion gear. Then according to the position of the teeth on the gear surface, it may be a straight, inclined, or a curved profile on the periphery. So first we'll go for the type of gear, that is a spur gear. So spur gear have teeth parallel to the axis of rotation and are used to transmit the motion from one shaft to another shaft. You can see in this diagram, the teeth is parallel to the axis of the shaft, and we can transmit the power from one shaft to an other shaft. From this diagram also it is very clear. So we are transmitting the power from one shaft to another shaft, and this gear having a cylindrical shape transmit, so huge amount or large amount of power can be transmitted through this spur gear. Here also it is very clear. Then produce noise during the engagement and disengagement. As we know that the flank, both the flank means when the two gears are engaging, both the flanks are intersecting with each other. So that's why there may be a more noise during the engagement and disengagement. So as per the application, so you can see we can use, this is which we are showing in the gear in the watch, that is a spur gear. Then the gear in the pump, okay, which is called as a gear pump, and the and other one is the rack and pinion. You can see this is a spur gear again. Next is a helical gear. In helical gear, the gear teeth cut at an angle of a face of a gear which is not parallel to the axis of the shaft. See here, I shown that the axis of the shaft and the axis of the gear teeth, both they are not parallel to each other, right? So there is a certain angle over the teeth which you are generating on the periphery of the blank. So this causes more than one tooth to be in contact during the operation. See here, so at the time the number of teeth are coming in contact especially in the helical gear. So helical gears are capable of carrying more load than the spur gear. Less noise due to the curve profile teeth. So when we are generating the tooth profile on the blank, so it is a curved profile, and that's why it is a noiseless. It is suitable for high speed application. So herringbone gears are also known as double helical gear. So I will show you in this diagram also. Herringbone gears are made up of two helical gears with the opposite helix angle, which can be up to 45 degree. What it means, you can see this is just we are assuming that this is a helical gear, one helical gear. I have taken another helical gear. Now, when we are meshing both the gear with each other, it will see like a herringbone gear, right? And the angle which you are observing here will be the V angle from the top if you see. So both means we are having the top view of a double helical gear looks like a V letter. That is the meaning of that. It transmits the power smoothly because it meshes two teeth at a time. You can see here as we know that as this is the two teeth, right? In this also you can see helical gear, suppose this is one teeth and this is another teeth. So both the teeth are engaged at a time, right? So we can transmit the power smoothly because it meshes two teeth at a time. That is the meaning of it. As per the application in automobile gear or a punch machine, so here you can see the application in the gearbox of the herringbone gear. Rack and pinion gear. So rack is a linear. So you can see this is a rack, okay, whose if you see the shape, it is a linear one, means it is a straight one, and they are meshed with the pinion, right? So pinion which is nothing but having a spur gear, okay, means rack is meshing with the spur gear. So pinion can have any number of teeth but should have the same module as that of rack. So when you're talking about the module, means module is the unit of size that indicates how big or a small gear is, or we can say it refers to the gear tooth size also. So here it converts the rotatory motion into the linear motion, means rotatory motion of the pinion will convert the reciprocating motion, means that is a linear motion of the rack, or vice versa. So both, means linear motion is converted into the rotatory, or rotatory is converted into the linear. This is possible in rack and pinion mechanism. So it is used in the spindle of a drill machine. So here I have shown the drill machine, and this portion, this is a rack, and inside this there is a pinion. Okay, so here also the rotatory motion is converted into the linear one. Bevel gear. So there is a straight bevel gear, and other one is the spiral bevel gear. Straight bevel gear means you can see on the periphery there is a straight teeth. Okay, here there is a spiral type of, means profile is a spiral one, right? That's why it is called as a spiral bevel gear. Bevel gears are conical in shape, having a teeth form on the surface. You can see this is just like a conical surface. Here also you can observe this is a conical surface, and over that periphery we are generating the teeth, which is used where we need to transmit the power between the two shafts, and this shaft intersecting to each other. It means that you can see the axis of the one gear and the axis of other gear, both they are intersecting with the each other, and means we can transmit the power to the 90 degree. So that is the basic application of the bevel gear. They are not desirable for high speed reduction. So as per the only 5:1 at the max reduction will take place in the bevel gear. So application, you can see this is the, which we are showing the differential gearbox of the four-wheeler, which we are using the bevel gear here. You can see in this diagram. Also in hand drill machine, if you see that in this hand drilling machine, this is a bevel gear, right? So this is the application of the bevel gear. Then the worm gear. So there are two elements here. The first is the driving element. So driving element is nothing the worm, which looks like a screw, and other one is the driven element. Driven element is nothing but the worm gear, which may having a helical gear there. Now here we can transmit the power from, you can see in this case the axis, both the axis of the gear, means that is a worm gear, and the axis of the worm, which looks screw, they are non intersecting with each other, which is used for high velocity ratio. You can see the reduction 300:1, and they produce a lot of heat as a high torque is transmitted, right? Due to that reason, the more heat will be generated between these two. In this gear, the engagement occurs without any shock, means easy engagement, means there is no fluctuation there. So as per the application in gate control mechanism, in the lifts also we are using automobile gear mechanism in the conveyor. So this is the, just I have shown the gate control. So if you want to lift the gate, a heavy gates are there. So in that case, we can use the worm gear. You can see in this diagram, even in the lift also, when we are, because heavy load has been get lifted right now. So in such cases, the worm gears are applicable. In material handling also we can use. Thank you, friend.